What's good, Atlanta? This is What's Good Atlanta, finding the best news that really matters. I'm David Perdue.
And I'm Mark Kendall. Each week, we'll give you a rundown of uplifting or even unusual stories from the universe known as Atlanta, as we all try to find a little something that's good. And today, we have a special guest joining us, Rachel Garbus. Rachel is a writer and editor at, just to name a few, Atlanta Magazine and Wussy Mag. And we're so happy to have her on the show. Rachel, what's good with you this week?
Oh, my goodness. Hey, Mark. Hey, David.
Hello.
I am so excited to be here. One thing that is good is that my new T-shirt arrived in the mail yesterday.
Yes.
It is covered in pictures of Lois Reitzes.
Come on.
I'm sad that our listeners can't see it, but I hope that they will find a visual online because it's now my favorite T-shirt. It's just a million pictures of Lois Reitzes. So what's good is that I get to wear it here at the WAB studios and share it with you all.
I love it. Yeah, that's fantastic. David, how about you? What's one thing good with you this week?
I'm gonna be honest, the playoffs, the NBA playoffs, specifically the Minnesota Timberwolves, and more specifically Anthony Edwards, Atlanta's own. He is a grown-up water boy. Like, if you ever question, should we get these water boys? This is where your money went to. That young man is the face of the league, whether he wants to be or not. He's my very favorite player. And he's gone from a water boy to Aquaman. And I'm just proud of Anthony Edwards. That's what's good with me this week. Yeah.
That's cool.
Mark, what's good with you?
You know, I'm going to go back to Rachel's comment about the shirt. I, too, have a Lois shirt. And I was going to wear it today, but I wore it yesterday. Because of how laundry works, couldn't happen today. But it's a great shirt. If you haven't had it, it sounds like a commercial, but honestly, at this point, it is. You got to get that shirt.
Get the shirt.
Go to WAB.
Get the Lois shirt.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So let's get into the headlines you might have missed. Here's what's good with the news this week. This week, the Met Gala was held in New York City, always a big red carpet event. Now, this year, the theme was Superfine, tailoring Black style, inspired by the history of Black dandyism. And to deliver on that theme, the Met Gala's host committee included folks with Atlanta ties, such as Andre 3000, Spike Lee, Janelle Monáe, and Usher. Now, the outfits from the evening were amazing. Andre wore a baby grand piano as a backpack. Janelle thought outside the box. Pharrell was covered in pearls. Diana Ross had a gown with a train the length of a MARTA bus. Rihanna announced her pregnancy. Everybody looked great. It was all incredible.
Side note, Andre dropped an instrumental EP during the Met Gala called 7 Piano Sketches. We're finally getting mixtape Andre and backpack Andre, just not the one we expected.
Yeah, I've been listening to the record a couple times through since he dropped it.
Yes.
It's cool seeing someone like, he released some kind of statement where he's just like, I just play notes, and if it sounds good to me, I do it again. You know, I don't know.
Wow, he's like an autodidact piano player where he's just pinking along the keys?
I've heard 2 tracks.
Yeah.
And I go, this guy was just at a piano being like, hey, let's see what happens. And I love that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I love that. I also love in his Instagram post, he goes, there's no words. I got no bars. Like, don't go looking for bars. I love that he has to keep saying that. Because we're like, words? And he's like, no. No, y'all take the piano and enjoy it.
Seems like it's something.
That is amazing. Was the piano on his back playable? Do we know?
That's a good question.
It looked like it could play.
It looked functional.
I don't think Andre would walk around with just a backpack with nothing.
Yeah.
To do. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like he's very much so like, oh, y'all want to hear something?
Yeah.
I got something for you.
Yeah.
Like at least one note.
Just wait. Let me
Something.
reach behind me and play the 4 notes that I can reach.
Yeah. So, you know, y'all, the Met Gala had a lot of really great outfits. And my question to both of y'all, David and Rachel, where's the best place to go in Atlanta where you can see this level of energy and style on any given night?
Wow. All right. Anybody who goes in the Wish, for the most part, is like, yes, they're going to go buy style.
Yeah.
But they're also like, I came here because I already had it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, not me. I'll go in, I'll just kind of watch. Like, you guys have style.
Right.
But I watch other people, I'm like, hey, I kind of take notes. This is good. So anytime anybody goes in the Wish, for sure, it's like, there's some style in there.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
I feel like anytime the High Museum is open past dark, you are about to see the most stylish people you have ever seen in your life. It's just, sometimes I go and I don't even spend that much time looking at the art because I'm just looking at the people go by. So stylish.
Very good call.
So good. Yeah.
Very good call.
That's really wonderful. Yeah. You know, speaking of the High, or like what that makes me think of, anytime you can go to like any kind of opening event, like first night of a play, first night of an art gallery, whatever, you're going to see a range of outfits, but a couple of them are going to be like Met Gala level style outfits, you know? So, yeah.
I also, real quick, want to shout out Spike Lee at the Met Gala because me and him was wearing the same shoes a week apart. somebody said Spike Lee got the Black Cat 3s, and I just wore those. And I was like, I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah.
So shout out to Spike, Mars brother.
I think, David, that means that you are as fashionable as Spike.
That's exactly how I took that information.
Yeah.
You belong
I
to the
said,
Met Gala.
next year, me.
Next year.
David, did you have a Spike Lee story where you saw him on campus, or am I making that up?
No, I did. A couple times I saw him, and it's never a great story. It's just I go, Spike! And then he looks at me, and it's just like another person yelling, okay, I'll give you the wave.
Yeah,
and then that's it. But I do yell, Spike! Every time. In that same tone every time. So I feel like he should know by now. It's like, oh, there's that guy again who yells in the very awkward tone every time.
Right.
Yeah. That's how I do it, for sure. Yeah. All right. Spike! All right. A local high school senior has made it to the top 8 on American Idol. Yes, 17-year-old Slater Nolly is winning over the hearts and votes of millions of viewers across the country. So far, Slater has performed a mix of originals and covers on the show, depending on the theme of the episode. Rachel, Mark, if the next show's theme was No Place Like Home, what song do you think Slater should perform?
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Wow. Okay. The theme of the next American Idol episode would be No Place Like Home.
No Place Like Home,
And what should Slater perform?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like, can he do Not Like Us? Or is that ambitious for a 17-year-old high school student?
I think that'd be super fun.
I kind of want to see it now. Yeah.
I feel like he'd need a backup team. He'd need a backup team.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Mark, what do you think?
I was thinking about the theme of home. If he did Welcome to Atlanta, but he did like a piano jazz rendition of it, So not necessarily like the Ludacris Jermaine Dupri, but like kind of like a slow moving piano in the background, and he really like belted it out.
Wholesome.
Yeah.
Maybe with Andre's piano backpack.
Yeah, the backpack.
Plunking in the back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dave, what about yourself?
I mean, there's so many options. If I'm being honest, the two that popped into my head was, do you remember that Stepdaddy song?
Wait, my dad,
shut up. My daddy, shut up. I would love to just see that make it to the American Idol stage. Also, any number of Criss Cross songs, mainly the Criss Cross. Yeah, Criss Cross. Like, don't do the obvious. Like, you know what I mean? Hit me with something that Katy Perry go, what is this?
Yeah.
And she has to Google.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Like Katy Perry, like, did we clear this?
Yeah.
She has to Google it. Like, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah.
That's super funny. Well, from high school seniors to college freshmen, IKEA Atlanta is offering support for new college students called the New Beginnings College Kickoff Celebration, which is a great name, where they're offering discounts and other perks like free socks to new students. And I gotta say, this program is pretty sweet.
Program is late. I needed this.
Free socks sounds amazing.
Can you imagine having free socks in college?
Yeah.
I'm a little bitter right now. Okay, I'm sorry. And sticking with education, this is an awesome story. This week, Keela Lee will graduate from Georgia State University alongside her 3 daughters. Keela is earning a master's in teaching. Her oldest daughter will receive a master's in public administration. And her 2 youngest daughters, twins Kalea and Kamaya, will earn biology degrees. Those aren't easy either. Those are hard ones. That's a climate crisis level of increase in degrees. But seriously, congrats to this family. We'll have more on graduation ceremonies after the break.
That's right. We'll be right back after a quick break with our top story.
And now, back to the show. It's graduation and commencement ceremony season, and many of our local colleges and universities have featured impressive commencement speakers.
Yes, to name a few, Emory's commencement speaker is Usher.
Spelman's is Taraji P. Henson. Morehouse is hosting Dr. Cornel West.
Morris Brown has Bishop T.D. Jakes. Clark Atlanta has Dr. Dennis Kimbrough.
Georgia Tech has 4 speakers, one of whom was Chris Kloss, who said he'd personally cover the startup costs for any and every student who wanted to launch a business.
That's a very Santa Clausy thing to do for someone with a very Santa Clausy name.
Right. Yes, 'tis the season. Now, Rachel, if you were going to be a commencement speaker, what do you think your message to the class of 2025 would be?
Well, I wish that, like Chris Kloss, I could offer to personally cover the startup costs for any and every student who wanted to launch a business, which at Georgia Tech has got to be a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot
of. Knew what he was saying when he signed up for that.
Yeah. I'm like, Chris, have you met a Georgia Tech student? These are very ambitious kids. They probably have some expensive ideas. Given that I probably can't offer that, I think the advice I would want to give is just like, yeah, everything is as crazy as it feels like it is, but this too shall pass, and you still get to live your life, and you still get to find joy and fun in your own life.
Yes.
I feel like, I think these kids, I'm old enough now where I can say kids these days, you know? I think they put so much pressure on themselves to solve all the problems, and I think it's amazing.
Yes.
I think it's so inspiring to see how much they care, but sometimes I'm like, you also gotta just be self-indulgently into living your own life. So just don't forget that, you know? Don't forget to take care of each other, but also like remember that your joy is important too.
I love that.
That's what I would say.
Yeah. David, what about yourself?
I guess I'll be trying to talk to a 22-year-old version of myself. The advice I would give is, and this is for anybody, so I'll be universal with it. I'll say that girl or that guy, they don't like you that much. So focus on yourself. Focus on yourself.
They're just not into you.
They're just
Great
not that
advice.
into you. Yeah, like,
Yes.
like now is the time to go out and fail.
Yeah.
Now's the time to go out there and try stuff. No one's waiting on you to be perfect right now. So go out there and make a lot of mistakes, try a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And I promise you, no one around you knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They look like they know. We're all pretending. If I go back and tell myself, I say, we're all pretending. So go out there and fail so you can get rid of the hard stuff quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I would say.
My advice would be similar. So like try to find joy in those failures. You know? That's great.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, y'all? That gives us some pretty good foundations for a
Top 5.
Top 5.
Okay, Rachel, we've just laid out the star-studded cast of Atlanta area commencement speakers for the class of 2025, as well as some advice we think would be valuable for young minds. You know, taking all that into account, can you give us your top 5 dream commencement speakers for an Atlanta college or university?
Okay. My top 5. Number 1, Blondie from the Claremont Lounge.
Fantastic.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
Even if she can't do all of her tricks on stage, which, you know, depending on the college, maybe she can.
Right.
She still has great advice.
That is very well
We
said.
coming in hot.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
The stage presence would already be there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
you know, just the wisdom they'd be able to share. Be fantastic. That
Who
would be
got
a
more
great.
life lessons than Blondie?
Yeah.
Like, she's seen it all.
Blondie has seen everything.
She's seen it all.
And no stage fright. That's true.
No, and that's big in commencement speeches. Like,
true.
not being afraid of the stage.
That's wonderful. All right. So we got Blondie. Who's someone else, Rachel?
Okay, I was going to say Andre 3000 with his piano backpack, but I feel like we've given him a lot of love. So what if we say Big Boy, but with his 2 pet owls?
Yes.
Did you all know that Big Boy has
Do
2
I?
pet owls?
Do I?
David, have you met his owls?
No, I've never met his owls, but I follow his Instagram, and I'm like, oh, you're the new nature guy.
Yeah,
Who knew my favorite rapper was also now my favorite nature guy?
exactly.
Yeah.
That's a crossover show waiting to happen
Oh, my
for
goodness.
sure. But in the meantime, I'd love to see what advice Big Boy has, maybe through the metaphor of flight,
Right.
eating prey.
Yeah.
That's fantastic, too. I mean, even just the visual of seeing the owls is wonderful. I also envision the owls kind of like flying around amongst the caps and gowns and like plucking
Yes.
a lucky cap, you know, saying like, you're the chosen one.
Yeah.
Meaning you no longer have a cap. You know?
Also, Big Boy, if I may add, not only is he like, I call him like Black Jack Hanna, but also he's like very aspirations.
Yeah.
Because you follow him on Instagram. He's
Yeah.
also very good on the grill. He's always grilling something.
Oh, that's helpful.
So it's like Big Boy, perfect person to give sound advice because also has seen it all.
Right.
Also developed new skills as
Right.
he's gone along the way.
Totally.
Which is something that when you're coming out of college, you're going to be able to develop new skills.
Yeah.
Can't stay in one thing.
Absolutely.
So, shout out to
Just,
Big Boy.
can't rest on your laurels
You
as an
can't
award-winning
rest on
rapper. You also, you know,
Yeah.
expand.
So we got Big Boy
Big
at
Boy.
number 2.
Yeah. I love that.
Okay, I'm keeping it local here. This is kind of niche, but Kevin the rollerblader, y'all ever see him on the Beltline? You'd recognize him.
Okay.
He's always listening to music. He's rollerblades backwards very effectively. He's just an inspiration to see in a world of too many people on Lime scooters behaving badly.
Right.
Be a Kevin the rollerblader and rollerblade well.
I think I've seen them on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got a big presence. We interviewed him at Atlanta Magazine,
Okay.
and it was the most gangbusters story we've done in a very long time. People love that guy.
Yeah.
So he'd attract a crowd. There'd be the kids who are graduating, but then there'd just be throngs of people just gathering to hear what Kevin the Rollerblader had
I'm here to
say.
learn,
I love that. I would love to see him Oprah style tell people look on their seats and everybody gets rollerblades.
And everyone gets rollerblades.
And then they rollerblade out of the commencement together.
Yeah.
That'd be the most epic commencement speech ever.
Yeah.
That's true.
People just rollerblade as they throw their caps.
I was thinking before I got stuck on the owls and the hats that maybe under some hats there'd be mice under them and the owls would be excited, but that's kind of not as great of a surprise as that there's rollerblades for the graduating seniors.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the kid who gets a mouse.
Where'd my mouse go? You don't want to be that kid. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The mouse that's been propelling the kid through college the entire day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good Ratatouille sequel.
Ratatouille situation, yes.
Gotcha. So got Kevin. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, another local favorite, Terry Covell, who's the chef behind Deer and Dove and B-Side in Decatur. He won a James Beard Chef Award a few years ago, but he is just the nicest guy. His restaurant is amazing. I don't know if y'all have ever been to the Deer and the Dove, but if you ever have a fancy person taking you out to dinner, have them take you there.
Deer and Dove,
it's so great. I just feel like there is a special place in the world for humble people who are insanely good at making food. That is just an incredible combination. So I feel like Terry Covell would have great things to say to some young folks about how to make it in the world. Mostly cook food for people you love and stay humble.
This was not an intentional commercial for Deer and Dove, but however, I'm committed to go because here's the thing. There's been 2 occasions now that I was supposed to meet someone there and something happened.
Okay.
And I didn't go. And now I'm I'm going without the people this time.
This is the moment.
This is the confirmation to just go on my own.
Yeah.
Not waiting on anybody else.
There you go.
So I've heard amazing things. I think that'll be a great commission speaker.
He has a new wine bar too. So if you want to just keep it casual, David, you could go there.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
He's doing great stuff.
And apparently Terry Covell is the featured chef for the Giving Kitchen this month, which is
nice.
fantastic.
Amazing. Even more reason to hear Terry's wisdom.
Great.
All right,
Good
so
job,
Terry Covell number 4.
Yeah. This is a great,
This is an
fantastic
amazing
roster.
list.
Yeah.
Very diverse. Yeah.
Okay, and then number 5 is a combo. I got to bring back my girl Lois because I'm wearing her t-shirt, but also I love everything she has to say. But I know that she is also really good buddies with Rose Scott. What if they gave an address together?
Yes. Come on.
Yeah.
I think that's the best idea.
Yeah.
That's the best one.
That was great.
Yeah. A Rose and come on.
Rose and Lois.
Rose and Lois
Together.
combo?
Yeah.
What college should be so lucky?
Yeah.
True.
That's great. I love that just because it's one, it's great to listen to them. Fantastic advice, You'd have the banter back and forth.
Oh my goodness.
The ad-libs,
Yes.
the improvisation.
Yes.
It would be delightful.
All right.
know?
Listen, that's great. It kind of makes me want to go back to school. Not all the way.
Yeah, well,
but kind of.
It's never too late to go back to school, David, because you know what going to school does?
Oh, yeah.
It creates jobs. All right, so Rachel, will you do the honors?
This has been Top 5.
Fantastic. Yes.
Top 5.
Before we go, we want to thank Rachel Garbus for joining us. Rachel, anything you're taking from this episode?
I hate to say it, but I'm going to take the image of a mouse propelling a senior through college by pulling their little locks of hair under their hat, but also just the love that happened in this room also.
It was wonderful. How about you, David?
All right. That was the first time I ever said Black Jack Hanna. And now I kind of want to find Big Boy and pitch him an idea to actually be Black Jack Hanna, because I would watch every episode of that religiously. I'd watch it on loop. Yeah. Just Big Boy in the Wild with animals. Come on. I want to see that happen. So that's what I'm taking away.
I mean, now that David Attenborough is pretty-retired, there's a space.
Room.
There's room for a new nature guy.
Yes.
Just lulling us to sleep.
Absolutely.
Could be a Big Boy.
Yeah. I'm going to think about all those, potential commencement speakers that we thought of, and just well, they may not necessarily be commencement speakers tomorrow, doing whatever I can to encourage them and to nudge them in that direction,
Love it.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So don't forget, you can always send us a message at podcast@wabe.org and let us know what's good in Atlanta, be it breaking news or maybe just a bright spot from your drive through the AUC.
What's Good Atlanta is produced by us in collaboration with Cool Productions and WABE. Our executive producer is Scotty Crow with additional production by Matt Owen. Find more at wabe.org/What's Good Atlanta.
Spike!
Spike!
All right. It is, right?
That sounds. I mean, that sounds right. Yeah.
But also,
sounds like a guy.
Yeah.
It's Jack Hanna.
Stepdaddy by Hitman Sammy.
Hitman Sammy, I knew that. Jump on it. I just saw the video the other day.
Jack Hanna preceded
Crocodile Hunter. Yeah, Jack Hanna used to come on. Okay, so he's Black Jack Hanna, but also
WABE.